Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to John Dillon Online. I'm dressed for the occasion, and John Hastings, goddammit, he's got his OnlyFans fan. Today we're talking about Baby It's Cold Outside.
Whoa, put something in my drink or don't. This song's real fucked up. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Baby It's Cold Outside. I mean, it's fucked up like any song from the 20s is fucked up. Do you know what I'm saying? Like when people are like
40s.
Say, okay, yeah, Fred Lisser. Don't shake your head at me. Yeah, it's a song from the like. People are like, "Can you believe they said some fucked up shit in the 40s?" I'm like, bro, if you listen to a song from the 80s, yeah, they said some fucked up shit. Like, what are you talking about? It was the 40s. Like, in the 40s, if you were Irish, people attacked you in Chicago. Get them, boys. Like, it's.
I honestly.
Yeah,
I think that it doesn't glorify God enough, but sure, go John.
Yeah, you would feel that you're because I remember I looked over your notes for this and you just kept being like, when are they going to praise him? They haven't praised him. When are they praising him?
Baby, it's cold outside. God's love is everywhere.
God's love is warm because what I think of heaven is hell. Wait, what? Who do you worship? I don't know. God has two horns and the hooves of a goat, right? That's God, right?
The Baby It's Cold Outside thing to me means that, like, the best thing about this story is, which we'll get into at the end, is that they change some of the lyrics to try and make it more politically correct, and it just ends up sounding so much rapier than the original version.
Much worse. Yeah, like it reads like so basically the criticism of the song is twofold. One is particularly the line, "Is there something in my drink?" or something along the lines, like basically. And the argument against it would be like, yeah, they're getting boozed up, man. And in the time, the lady would pretend to be delicate, like, oh, I've had a couple of Tom Collins's. Time to fuck. God can't see us when we're drunk.
Yes,
and then other people.
It's 1944. There's sorry to cut you off, but there's a article I read which was like over half of people had said they had premarital sex, but also more than half of people think that premarital sex is wrong. So it's kind of like exactly what you're saying. It's they need to give themselves a reason.
Yeah,
that's the whole thought behind the song. Is like they're gonna have sex, but he needs to be like super into it, and she needs to be like, well, he was all over me.
Also, like the thing is, I just want to say this:
deniability. Go for it.
Yeah, like the song, yeah. Also, I'm not surprised that they found like fucked up shit in this song. Like the song is like it's fucked up. Like the whole thing is fucked up. It's
technically written during a world war.
Yeah, like literally, it's like, oh, all these bombs are dropping in front of the city. Yeah, I'll tell you who's going to be dropping some bombs in your throat. My penis. Drink up, bitch. Like it's also like
I don't think they did throat stuff.
Oh, they did throat stuff.
You think they did throat stuff back then?
I gotta tell you, I think that they did throat stuff. I think they did butt stuff. I gotta tell you, I think that was fucking nuts. Like, it's also like you read about Victorian shit. You read about the Romanovs in Russia, where it was just like dirty all lady orgies, like all sorts of nonsense went on. But it was delicate. Not everyone would put it on a little website we all know as OnlyFans. But
I'm more of an e-porner guy. This is I did a gig for e-porner and they gave me this jacket.
Hey, we stole this jacket off to one of the guys that we tricked to be one of our videos. Do you want it? Do I want it?
Hey, I'm sponsored by e-porner who have multiple times. They do not want to associate with me, but I'm fucking a big e-porner guy.
Yeah, welcome to John and Dylan Online. We are brought to you by ePointer, OnlyFans, and of course, our very own Patreon. Join our Patreon, and you can listen to another episode where I talk about how I did stand-up comedy for OnlyFans. And Dylan hard defends Joseph Mengele. I don't know if he'll post that episode, but you got to watch. There's a Joseph Mengele hard defense coming from Dylan.
New show name, Dylan and John on ePorner. Not long.
I would watch it. I used to One of the craziest moments of my life was both telling Brendan Burns that you posted your stand-up comedy on Pornhub, and then watching Brendan Burns trying to figure out how to steal your idea without being accused of stealing your idea. And then he eventually just comes down to, I got to tell Dylan that was a really funny idea. It was one of the craziest 45 minutes of my life, watching a guy be like, that's so funny. And then just turning to me and going, I'm going to put all my stand-up comedy on Pornhub. And I'm like, you can't. You just heard this and then got that idea from Dylan. That's taking Dylan's idea in the rapid time you've come to this realization, and then him realizing that and going, oh, I can't do that. And then he went, I'll put it on a gay porn website. And I was like, still though, I'm pretty aware that this is kind of ripping off Dylan's idea because you heard it specifically from him. And he went, all right, I'll just tell him that I thought it was really funny. I think about that all the time. It was so nuts. It was just one of those things where it's like, if you read the transcript of it, you're like, this isn't that crazy, but you're there in the moment. And you're like, what the fuck, bros?
Baby It's Cold Outside was always controversial, not only for the fact that it's clearly about premarital sex, but also, and this is something that I thought of, and then how is this a Christmas song, John?
Okay,
it
that's
doesn't
a great
praise
point.
him. Unless it's Baby It's Cold Outside and it's Santa. It's like, why'd you break in my house? He's like, take this drink, baby.
Yeah, that's who I thought was breaking in the house. I thought it was Santa Claus, and they're like, "Why aren't you going?" I thought the guy was trying to fuck Santa. He's like, "I better go deliver these presents." Nick, have another hot toddy. What's in this hot toddy? Whiskey and cum. You put cum in the hot toddy, Jared? Yeah, bro.
I want you to get used to the taste. You're gonna be throating a lot of it later, Nick.
Yeah, man. It's the 40s. We do throat stuff exclusively in this decade. Why are you speaking in this manner?
Also, what's in this drink now means roofie, but back then, which I mean, I don't think it needs to be explained back then, which I guess we're older. So it's like, yeah, it used to be like, did you put booze in this? Tee-hee, not like, there's amphetamines in there. Let's go build a shed.
Here's the thing with nowadays is we've taken everything way too extremely. Like everything is to the fucking max. You're not drinking water. You've had 8 sugar-free Red Bulls. You're not even smoking cigarettes now. We're just now putting nicotine strips in our mouth. What the fuck are we doing? Like everyone's like, oh, we're so modern in society. Just walking around. I got 8 strips of liquid nicotine dripping into my brain. All I do is think about work. All I do is hate my kids.
Productivity.
Like, Jesus.
Well, and also, like, I think the thing I thought was too far, John, was when there was weed cooking. The whole point of weed is to smoke it and then you eat. You don't eat and then you get hungry and you eat more. What, are you trying to kill people now?
Yeah. Also, I don't like the acceptability of weed in general. I just think it's like, wow. I don't like, as my now dead friend Paul Byrne would say, they've figured out another way to tax the poor. Being a weed dealer was a great way to get out of poverty. And this is a great point. You work your way up, sell some weed, you buy a samurai sword, you learn that was a stupid idea, so you sell more weed, you buy a big TV, and then you're like, this is a good idea. From that big TV, you get like a weird 1-bedroom apartment that a lot of people hang out at, and you got a really nice sofa, no other furniture. From there, you're like, oh, this is a bit shady. You end up managing a cell phone store. You now middle income, live in the suburbs. Now we've been robbed of that.
True.
Now they're just trapped managing a dispensary for the rest of their lives.
It was a lot of people the way they learned entrepreneurship.
Mm-hmm.
A friend who I told a story about. The story was, of course, on the Patreon feed that he passed a drunk driving checkpoint and then clicked his heels like he was Peter Pan. He said all the things I learned about business, I learned from being a weed dealer. And then he used to sell coconut oil that I bought, and he sold me that coconut oil like it was illegal drugs. He was like, let's go in the alley. I said, we don't need to do that. This is legal. And he's like, all right. So, like, he was like, you're fucking weird. Okay, I'll give you the cash and give you the coconut oil. Like, no cop's going to be like, do you have a license to sell that coconut oil, you fuck?
I mean, bear in mind, this guy for a summer, just because he needed cash, was a house painter. And by that, I mean he had a ladder and he essentially committed fraud on a bunch of people.
There you go. So anyway, weed, I mean, you're right. You're totally right. Getting everything to be taxed is a lot more, but it's like, it's an interesting thing. It's like around this time when this song was made, people would make their own booze. And now if you'd make your own booze, you're insane. And
no, you're not. What are you fucking talking about?
That.
First of all, you and I have very different dudes who moved to the suburbs, because fuck me, is Los Angeles. If you live in fucking La Cañada or fucking stupid South Pasadena, you're making people are back to making beer in their house again, and you can all eat meat. They're making beer, they're making wine. Just tell me that there's no more love in your marriage. Like that's just so much easier than, oh, do you want to try Ron's brew? No, I do not. I would rather let's leave it to the professionals, please.
What? Someone makes their own beer in their house, so you think they're not in love anymore?
Yes, 100% in that
Can
tracks.
you
And
next time someone goes like, "Hey, here's my home brew," go like, "You don't love her, do you?" Say that immediately, please.
I do, I will, and I do. Am I wrong? You know people that make beer in their garage, and you know that they're in a relationship. How would you describe that relationship? Here's the word that's not.
I don't know
running to your
anyone that
mind.
does that.
That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me.
I know people that. Well, I know my father, so he grows his own weed,
Yeah, groceries
but
don't.
he doesn't
weed's
do
different.
it like. It's funny. My brother-in-law would try and grow it, and he'd be like, "This is this specific strain.
No,
It's-
fuck off.
It is rural, Afghani, Kush hybrid, and all these words." And then my stepdad would be like, "Here's a garbage bag of stuff I grew in shit. Don't know if
Mhm.
it's human or animal, but there's so much of
Definitely.
it.
Some of it's me. Some of it's some of the other animals.
I didn't have enough shit, so I ate a bunch of KFC."
I got to tell you this about Dylan's stepdad. Maybe the best man ever, and would never do a podcast. But good God, could I listen to a podcast with that guy? Turned a bathroom in their house into an outhouse just cause.
Yeah. He's like, what do you call it? He's like, if what's that guy from Parks and Rec? Nick Offerman's character was a real person, right down
Yeah, he
to
is.
the
He's
to
real.
the opinions.
Oh yeah. Also, what I real like is that he showed up at a taping, and you were like, listen, he's gonna want to yell out and make fun of me, but we have an agreement that it'll stop after the first joke. And literally, Dylan's on stage,
Yeah.
and he's literally like, "You tell him, Dylan, that's stupid." And then after the first joke, I see like your mom give him a little like, "All right, that's enough," and then he literally just sat quietly, had a lovely time. And I was like, "That's a dad right there. That's a fucking stepdad right there. He still needs to know the boundaries. Doesn't respect them, but he listens to him. You know what I mean? It's the best."
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, people. This is the other thing is people just yell shit at you. They don't do that anymore. They don't like hyper agree with you. Like people in the crowd will go like if you
Oh,
just stand
yeah.
up and people be like, "That's how it is," and then comedians now will make fun of those people. It's like, no, that's your best audience member.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, listen, we're old fuddy duddies, but I have this occasionally where I'm just like, that's
Fuddy duddies.
just fucking. I
You
want
say
to
we're
point this
old
out.
fuddy duddies.
We are old fuddy duddies. The amount of
Fuck,
times
that's
that
good. That's good.
the amount of times that both of us have been in stand-up comedy rooms recently, definitely in our own heads, just going, "This is not how you goddamn set a table, you young whippersnappers."
Okay, bet your pants to be tighter. You need tighter pants. That's
First
the
of all,
first
all
thing.
of you should be
Second thing, oh,
ladies.
get the women out of the show unless they're
Oh.
scared. Why do they feel okay around us?
Oh man, man, what's so funny? I was thinking about this, which is if you
Maybe
explained,
get inside. That's my song.
I
Get in the car. You
baby, it's cold outside because I'm throwing a bunch of snowballs at you. Get in my car.
know, it's cold outside because I'm Gatorade dumping it on you.
Yeah. Oh my god. What is Gator? When you say I'm Gatorade,
Like
dumping,
Gatorade.
I understand that, but it also
Dumping
implies that
Gatorade
it's a
on them.
container of something else that you're dumping on them, like Gatorade. Like,
That's true.
Yeah,
Maybe I
I've been-
misspoke. Maybe I didn't. John, it'll be a mystery discussed till the end of time. Let's talk about Baby It's Cold Outside. It's written by the guy who composed Guys and Dolls for his wife to sing at a birthday party. They do. It's really good. Then he sells
I mean,
it.
it's already nuts that this is his wife. That he's literally like, "All right, we're singing a song about how we get drunk and we fucked before we got married." Wait, what? Yeah, happy birthday and Merry Christmas. Sing the fucking song.
It does make sense, though, because it is too flirty in 1944 to sing this with someone who is not your wife. You have to be
I
like,
mean,
this
yeah,
is how
that's true.
Don't worry,
I
we
mean,
had premarital sex, which is the devil, but also we are married now, so this is fine.
and please don't worry. Dean Martin and his daughter have done a bunch of duets of this song, and the
Oh,
flirtiness
yeah.
is the best in those ones.
Oh god.
Hey everyone, this is a song about fucking. I'll be singing it with my daughter.
My wife wanted me to sing this with me. I said no. It has to be with our daughter, goddamn.
No, not our daughter. This is a different. I'm married to a woman that's not her mom. That makes this whole thing much hotter. I mean,
It's
better for singing.
This song's called Yum Yum Time.
Yeah.
All
All right. So,
yummy and taste it. Go for it.
it's called "The Wolf and the Mouse" are the two singers, and it's a call and response style song. Every line in the song features a statement from one of the two in response. From the guest in response to the host. The lyrics consist of the host trying to convince the guest that they should stay for a romantic evening of doing sex. But the lady wants to leave, even though it's very cold outside. And she says she has friends and family where she needs to get going. And he's like, no, it's cold there. And also, my penis is warm.
Well, it's all just like, she's like, maybe I'll have half a drink, and then he's like, chug this and get in the room. It's like she gives an inch, he tries to take a yard. That's the whole song. People decide, I mean, yeah, is it flirty? It's weird because it's like it flouts convention in multiple. This is almost an 80. Next year it'll be 80.
It'll be 80. What I do like is that it's controversial from the beginning. I just read Outrageous by Cliff Nesteroff, which basically makes the point that culture wars and all this cancellation shit has been happening forever. And it's either a version of people being held accountable for the fucked up content of their art, or a really fucked up special interest group trying to exact revenge, or usually two ways. And this is very much like, these are fucked up lyrics. And by the way, well written, because it has been controversial, as Dylan pointed out, for 80 years. And social conventions and mores have shifted greatly. And Baby It's Cold Outside, still offending people. That's something to be acknowledged. In the 40s, these people better not be fucking. In 2023, these people better not be fucking. Very different reasons why we don't want them to be fucking, but still, that's impressive. Nothing is controversial for 80 years. 80 years ago, if someone was in blackface, they'd be like, oh, this is fucking entertainment. And if you see someone in blackface now, you're like, wow, this is a bunch of sketches from the 90s on the Howard Stern show, I guess.
Well, this is the other thing, is that Baby's dating itself is like 20 years old when this song is. Like, the idea we have of dating,
so funny. I wouldn't even say 20 years old, because the modern concept
of dating back then was 5 years younger than nu metal is now.
Holy
the idea of
shit.
dating is MySpace. Dating is MySpace to when this song is written.
So like there's people like us that are like, fuck, you should have been here when we just started getting going with this sort of stuff. You know what I mean? There was like 20 of us on there. One guy was famous. It was what? You're so right. Yeah, because dating happened in the 20s. It's bootleggers' time. There's flappers. There's women with short hair. And then people are like, yo, can we fuck these ladies that are wearing pants? And they're like, that's the whole point. And then the Great Depression comes because they all nutted in 29. And everyone was like, oh, we better go to sleep. They slept for too long. Stock market got out of control.
Lesson. Yeah.
Stock market got out of control. They're like, well, there's only one thing to do. We got to get some sort of deal going. And then FDR was like, I'll make you a new deal. And America was saved.
I think it'll be, and I guess in 20 more years, at the 100th anniversary of the song, it'll be controversial because it'll no longer ever be cold.
Yeah, exactly. They'll be like, can you stop rubbing it in our face? That, as it turns out, maybe we should have done something about climate change.
Hold up. They had all these cars that sped up the world dying, and then they wrote a fucking song about it where they bang?
Wait. Okay, hang on. Let me just get this straight. You wrote the song Baby It's Cold Outside in 1944. 20 years after that, the period of time in which dating was invented from the writing of that song, you had hard science confirming that what pollution was doing to the earth, and you just ignored that because you guys made mercury and you wanted to keep putting mercury in the lake? Yeah, that's right. All right, cool. Yeah. Well, I don't want to hear that song anymore, but you guys better keep your profits. And can I drink some of that mercury? Because you're making that seem like a good idea. Oh, yeah, here's some mercury. Baby, it's going to be warm inside your body because it's going to be full of tumors.
So, in earnest, really...
Which Ernest
controversy
goes to jail
about that's good. Ernest goes outside. It really starts off in 2007 when Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, like this is all social media. People wanting to post constantly, and
I love how OG controversial it was. I like that it's 2007. You're telling me people were still using Facebook with their college and university emails and spouting off about Baby It's Cold Outside? That's impressive for this controversy. This controversy is the Ric Flair of offensive Christmas songs. We've always known it's been a problem. It's been a problem for different reasons. It will not go away. You either just need to accept it, or every year for a couple of times, you're pissed off. That's where we are with this thing. I'm going to say this right now. vaporize hybrid marijuana in the morning, you make points that sound real good in your head. I don't know if I'm making any sense externally, but I feel like I'm spouting wisdom, baby. Fire, fire, fire. Also, I actually slept well for the first time in like months last night. Oh, there's nothing better than getting a hot 6 hours where in the middle of it you didn't wake up like this. You're a failure. That's what it's been for months. And now I just thought that when I woke up in the morning, so refreshing.
That you went through 14 emotions in 25 seconds, John.
I don't fuck around when it comes to performing for our podcast audience. You know what I'm saying? I am the Dean Martin of podcasters. I give a weird amount of energy at weird times. They'll remember me as a legend, even though no one can tell me anything that he did.
Hey, I owned an entire Dean Martin album. It was great.
So did I actually.
Sang standards and then did sketch comedy drunk.
Oh,
Pretended to be drunk because they actually stopped drinking.
Do you know have you ever looked at the Dean Martin patter from his Las Vegas show? It is the funniest fucking crazy shit. When he would get a heckler, he would just tell them to go to Frank Sinatra's show. You can heckle Frank. You can't heckle me.
That's crazy.
One time. Yeah, all the time. He'd be like there's a famous story of someone like screaming at Dean Martin because Dean Martin would get anti-Italian racism apparently. And he would just be, go tell Frank that. Do you work for Frank? Like his joke was always that the guy either worked for Frank or was a friend of Frank, something like that. He also one time
away.
Yeah, he one time stopped a song just to talk to people about how all the lights look like trains coming to hit him. Like like he just is a nut. Like he was just Dylan. Imagine just a guy who's never been wrong. All right. It's the 30s. I want to be the most famous man in the world. I'm going to sell cigarettes in a nightclub until a man with a personality problem and physical comedy chops shows up. Oh, there he is. All right. Well, I'm just going to be the hot guy next to this asshole for 10 years. Oh, we're the most famous people in the world in the 50s. All right, great. Well, I never need to do anything again. Who wants to smoke?
Yeah, I really like how half-assed all those movies were. Like the original Ocean's 12 is like the map.
Ocean's 11.
Map they draw. Ocean's 11. The map they draw is literally a line, and then at the end is bank, and they're like, we gotta rob that.
Yeah. Oh.
But then obviously the new one is like they're all jacked and whatever. I'm like, you really how people, the half-assed way people capitalized off of their fame has changed so much.
Oh my God, Robin and his Hoods, the character's just named Dean Martin and he's a singer. Like he has no lines. They're supposed to be in Sherwood Forest. He's in a full suit golfing.
So, okay. This is good. Here's what happens. Baby You're Cold Outside takes off. Blogs are written. People are upset. The Canadian government takes it off the air for a second. Then
no, they don't. Do they really? I didn't see this. The CBC, of course. Yeah, I always like the CBC took it out. Yeah, that's the
government takes it off the air because one person complains, and it's a government agency.
Yeah, so they have to do it.
They're not going to be like, no, we're taking a stand on this one. So it's like whatever.
I always like when people get shitty with the BBC and the CBC. They're like, these people always seem to listen to the government. It's like, who do you think pays for a national broadcaster? You fucking children. Yeah, what are you talking about?
Also, it's like the fact that people would be upset by Baby It's Cold Outside, a song that guaranteed no one ever noticed on the radio.
Correct.
Ever. And also you're getting mad in 2019 when no one listens to the radio. Everything is on-demand entertainment now. And if you don't want to hear it, if you want to hear it, press play. If you don't want to hear it, don't press play.
Here's the other thing. If you really hate it and it's on your Christmas Spotify list, take it off the Christmas Spotify list. Because what's amazing about our society is there is instant capitalist reaction. If a bunch of people are like, get this fucking song off my Spotify playlist, Spotify buries it because keep them. We got to keep them. We got to keep them. We need to keep making $13 million a minute or whatever the fuck the statistic is at this point. So this is the thing, but it's also by creating this whole controversial, what you do is you gin up unnecessary reactionary assholes who actually go, actually, Baby It's Cold Outside's my favorite song, even though I live in a place where it's never cold and Christmas is a commercial holiday. Praise him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so fucking unnecessary.
Praise him.
Also, all Christmas songs are bad except for Jingle Bell Rocks. They're all shit. They all have horrific content. Every Christmas song is like, Santa came and used the N-word, even though we're not those people. Like,
yeah, every Christmas song is
horrific.
The N-word.
Every Christmas song is fucking a nightmare. You don't deserve love. You were bad because one time you thought of a lady's thigh. That's one. That's another one. That's a third. I think
Christmas for me because I worked in an office for so long, is just triggering because it would be like the Eurythmics version of Winter Wonderland, which they decided was a Christmas song, is maybe worse than the time I saw a cat get hit by a car. I'm like, okay, it's dead, but the Eurythmics just, man, Annie Lennox fucking horrible. I mean, that song makes me so angry to this day.
I got to tell you this. I love Annie Lennox, and that song is shit. Like there's one to say about the Eurythmics in general. You don't have to. Annie Lennox, I get why not liking her. I was just played too much when I was a kid, so I can't get it out of there, but I get it. It's like Kate Bush. Kate Bush rules. Fuck you. Your parents just liked Kate Bush and you were 4. No one's like, oh my God, I really like how atonally weird her voice is. Like, just shut up.
That song, the TikTok thing. It was the big on the TikTok. I don't know how that happened because I'm not young.
I'm happy that we don't know. Here's the new thing that I don't like is I don't like guys our age that are way too much into social media. That is the new playing guitar at a party.
That is only.
No, it's not. I thought it was only stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
No. Like there's people that are just, that's their thing. Like they've just like, I'm an accountant, but I've got 3,000 followers because I'm growing my personal brand. No. You don't live in California, a place that truly attracts douchebags.
I mean, yeah, you live in California, which is like a bunch of people just being an influencer.
Like you live in Toronto, which is the California of Canada in terms of douchebag attraction, but that's nothing. You know what I mean? It's nothing. American douchebags. So basically the controversy happens every year the song comes out is basically the situation. They eventually, shall we discuss the new version they record, which is, good God, don't do this. Don't re-record a new version. What's the point? It's so nakedly consumeristic and capitalist no, it's actually consumerist. It's not capitalist at all. It's just a consumerist bullshit of this is a way for us to get attention on our shitty ass fucking music. Fuck you, John Legend. Fuck you, Kelly Clarkson. Kelly Clarkson, eat my butt. John Legend, you're not a legend. The only legend is the legend killer, Randy Orton. And
there you go. You fucking getting RKO'd.
I fucking hate John Legend because I guarantee John Legend bad tipper. I guarantee it. There's something about the way that guy is too saccharine to have not given someone $100 bill, but it's actually just a fucking business card for a church. You know what I'm saying?
I like John Legend because he is the archetype of someone who I don't think is represented enough in society that is through his and Chrissy Teigen's relationship, which is quiet husband, embarrassing wife.
Oh, so good.
Like a lot of when she was like on Twitter, like being funny when Chrissy Teigen was funny on Twitter. This. And then it was like people looked back at a lot of the things she said and it was like, oh, this shit's kind of fucked up. And now she is off Twitter.
Do you remember when she was going at it with the QAnon people? I've never been. Oh, it was very actually, no, we don't drink blood. And it was just like, Chrissy, what are you doing here, bud? Like, I just Googled it. That's fake. And you're like, no, what are you doing? You've brought a butter knife to a bazooka fight, madam. You're Chrissy Teigen. You have something else to do today. This is them now. This is them.
This is what this is the other thing is like, and we'll talk about this in another episode, which is the era of Twitter and I guess with the internet now, which is you steal jokes and then you're funny. Because you're and then when people are like everything you do is stolen, they go, oh, I'm an aggregator. Or like I'm a whatever. I'm just
Fuck Jerry and Fat Jewish are the two best examples of this, where they literally were just fucking Carlos Mencia level thieves. And then when they were accused, and also Fuck Jerry got some pretty fantastic lawsuits because they were literally doing shit to like The Onion and Viacom websites. Like they were literally like taking Tosh.0 content. So they got a fat ass lawsuit. And now they're like, no, we just aggregate content. And oh, by the way, we always would give credit when we could. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, when we could is when we could is hilarious.
Yeah, exactly. When you could find my ball sack. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just also no company makes me more enraged than millennial fraud, because millennial fraud is done so granola, annoying patchouli oil. Like the reason why we did that actually is because you're not vegan. And shut up.
So here's some of the lyrics I simply should go. Text me when you get home. Fuck, I just want to
No,
go to the good
texting
stuff.
should not be in any song. I've covered this before. There should be no mention of texting or social media in any song. It sounds insane.
DM me on
Yeah.
Twitter.
Find me on X so we can have some sex. I got to tell you, I'm sad that Kiss is retired because they would have written that song. Find me on
Baby,
X.
it's cold outside, but the Kiss version. Baby, it's cold outside. I'm dragging you back inside. Gene's gonna eat your ass.
Yeah, baby, it's cold outside. I'll melt the snow with my fire breath. Weird that I'm referencing
you are
that.
drunk. I am not. Gene
Yeah.
Simmons likes to take it. Yum yum time. Yum 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 yum. Ooh, ooh, yum yum.
There is booze in your drink, and I am dead clean sober. That is a really problematic dynamic that people never really considered at the time. I am totally aware.
I'm totally aware, and you're asleep.
Gene
Fox
Simmons
on
is
the
a piece
run.
of shit. Yeah. Fox on the run. Every rock star is a Jimmy Savile style monster.
Yeah, but they fucking Savile didn't have any fucking bangers.
Solos. Didn't have any solos.
He didn't. They're basically the one part that everyone highlights is, what will my friends think if I think they should rejoice? If I have one more drink, it's your body and your choice. So that's the part that gets highlighted.
I got to tell you, that sounds so much
out
scarier.
Of context,
but it just sounds
out of context. Go for it.
But it doesn't sound like it's like we down for whatever. What it sounds like is the guy's going, I'm gonna wear your skin. Like that doesn't like it sounds. It's just the rhythm of the way the lyric is written really conveys an unnerving tone. Do you know what I'm saying?
I do think it's a good update in a really weird way. In that,
go ahead.
The 1944 version is old school male manipulative, where it's like, get in here, get in here. I got booze. Hey, I'll pour you water. That's scotch. Get in here. That's the old school way, and this is like John Legend's like kind of gaslighting her.
You've nailed it. Yeah, you're absolutely
He's using the therapy language against her in a way to be like, the most therapeutic thing, honestly, to really delve really into the problems you're having with your husband is to suck my dick behind this dumpster.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we need to acknowledge that your relationship with your dad was problematic, and that's why you should toss my salad, no syrup, no sauce.
Yeah, exactly. If we really want to take into the fact that we are on stolen indigenous land, have a three-way with me and this prostitute I bought.
Yeah, I think the thing that we all know is that trauma is inherited, and you're going to inherit an ass fucking from a penis.
Let me pin you down. That was the original version of Baby It's Cold Outside.
I mean, I'm going to say this. I've said it before and I'll say it again. All Christmas music is shit except for Jingle Bell Rock and maybe Run Rudolph Run. It's all bad. Don't listen to it. You don't need Christmas music. What are you, Mick Foley? What are you, the wrestler Mick Foley? A man that once you get to know him, you're like, wow, you like egg sandwiches and Christmas music? What are you running from, bro? What are you running from?
Christmas music. This is the first year I've enjoyed it because I have a young child. Yeah. Every other year it just meant, hey, you know what? Feel free to wear an ugly Christmas sweater while you do these Excel sheets fast.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to dress in a fun shirt? Like, it'll be a fun shirt, but then still high pressure situation. Like, I remember I worked at a staffing company for caterers. So basically you'd have a bunch of independent contracting caterers, and a lady came dressed as like in Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer. And she worked in bookings, and she was just her, like, she's very religious. So she wasn't swearing, but so in place of that, she would just do this like low grunt. And it was her just low grunting while people canceled on her for insane reasons, like there's too many buses or whatever. And I was like, oh, this looks like fun. Now you're dressed as Rudolph, swearing under your breath, about to have a full stroke. That's good.
I remember when you would get various comedians to work at that catering company, and no one worked more than one shift. Like, it was always just I hooked them up.
Of course not.
And then a disaster occurred.
I would make it very clear, like, listen, if you want someone to work now, I can supply now. A day from now, I'm saying 10%, 90%.
Yeah, absolutely. The thing I will also say about Christmas is not drinking. That really calms Christmas down. Not drinking and not living in the UK, because December in the UK was a fucking booze marathon. Holy shit, baby. It's cold inside my liver because it's shut down.
Oh, dude, the fucking first and only time in my life I've had a gig called off like it was a fight was when we tried to do a Christmas show for teachers in England. And the longest anyone lasted was 5 minutes because all of the like tricks a comedian uses to calm a crowd down are kind of inherently like also things a teacher would do. And they would just keep on talking. And was like, why are any of us here? Why is this happening? The show was like 30 minutes long. It's like 9 comedians in 30 minutes. It was perfect.
At Up the Creek, this is an old school Up the Creek Christmas show. At the end of the first half, all of the bouncers stopped policing the room and just stood next to me because of how insane shit got in the first 10 minutes. I literally there were 4 roofers on ecstasy and they had never taken ecstasy before, totally unaware of what was going on, but so quiet. But you just get distracted because literally one of them would just be stood up staring at the wall. Like it was the crazy. Oh, just every night of December in England is fucking strap in to see some shit. Oh, what's gonna happen tomorrow? He's gonna fuck that Christmas tree now that he knows where it is.
And now the Christmas tree goes in the pooty hole.
I remember I stayed up I was doing narcotics all night and in a friend's house, and then his girlfriend walked in and we were like, oh my God. I remember turning and going, oh, you're up early. And she went, it's 9 a.m. And then they opened the window. And I had never wanted to be more at home in my life. I got into an Uber. This was such old school Uber days. I got into the Uber and I said, buddy, there's an extra 25 pounds cash if I'm home in the next 10 minutes. And that man sped through North London with a reckless abandon that I look back going, not worth 25 pounds. And let me tell you what happened when I got inside. I turned to my flatmate and I went, baby, it's cold outside. So I'm inside and I'm sweating.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, brought it home.
Definitely the first time I heard of this song was me and my friends making fun of it for how aggressive sexually it was. And
first time I heard the song,
yep.
You said let's do an episode about it. I didn't know any about any of this. Nothing. I fucking hate Christmas music. I don't care. Mariah Carey sucks, or Carey, she stinks. I remember
you got Mariah Carey's name wrong.
Yeah, that's right. Martin Carey, is that her name?
Fucking crazy.
I hate her.
You made me try and feel bad because I didn't know the Ramones weren't brothers, and you don't know Mariah Carey's name.
Yeah,
Jesus fucking Christ, John.
You should feel bad for thinking that the Ramones were brothers, and you should feel bad for knowing Mariah Carey's name. I just know her as Mimi. Does anyone else remember the Mariah Carey movie? That was nuts. I got to tell you this about Mariah Carey. Glitter. Christmas music aside,
you're gonna do a whole Mariah Carey thing with 1 minute left on our.
This is a preview. There is going to be some more. We're going to do some more Mariah Carey episodes because Mariah Carey, low key, is exactly what you want from a fucking singer. You know what I mean? Just out of her fucking tree.
Oh yeah,
crazy demands.
Now she just kind of talks. It's great.
Yeah.
Anyway, John, plug our next week's episode is going to be the Kramer losing his mind.
Yeah, the moment Dylan went stand-up comedies for me. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We were talking about. That's how you deal
with a heckler.
Yeah, exactly. Heckler defeated. We'll be talking about the Kramer incident at the Laugh Factory. Join our Patreon. Join us as friends. Is it cold where you are? Well, make a decision based on what you'd like to do.
Rate and review and rate and review and review and rate. That'll help people find the show. Goodbye. Thank you.
This song is awful. Fuck it. Fuck baby. It's cold outside. Fuck song. All Christmas music is bad. This song is the worst. Dylan, suck me.